Merhaba, and welcome back to the Ottoman campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. It's been a busy month. We're not quite done with February just yet. We got this convoy battle. And we've been, let's see, these guys, how are they on ammo? Those are my super battleships, right? Yeah. Did I send out anything else to deal with, there's the North Sea. Okay, so these are just like hanging around here. I think I want to send my old like dreadnoughts to deal with this task force. And the super battleships. Let's see, are these all single ships? Basically. Guess they've just been built and they're heading out to form up in some kind of unit. Yeah, we're sending these here to the Caribbean. Well, this battlecruiser task force. They got 3 battleships there. Joining up with 2 light cruisers. And another battleship. That's a nice little force you got there, France. And this force as well. Okay, so a bunch of things happening here. Right. So that's how we're gonna do it. Slight change of plans. This force here, undergoing minor repairs. We're just under the shipbuilding capacity. I don't have to mess about with that at least. We're 8 months away from getting the Mark 517. That's going to be such a huge upgrade to some of our ships. Let's take a look at the politics tab. See what kind of navies we are up against now. The US Navy, they've been somewhat reduced. They're still over 2 million tons, even after that last battle we fought with them, sinking a bunch of their ships. France has been very much reduced because we sank 10 capital ships last episode. Britain too. But look at how much they're building. 62 new ships. 47. 26. That's still not, like, bad. There's pretty good construction going on there. Germany is also building up. And they're not at war, so their economy is still growing by 10%. They're over a trillion now. So they're actually becoming a major economy. Again, like a really major one. Despite not really having that much territory. Right. Enough yapping. Let's see what these can do. These nuts. So the okay, it's foggy today. Destroyer has a 40 class, and the light cruiser. And that's one of these old things. 27 knot tops. You cannot keep up with the battlecruiser even. You might as well just go home. Actually, I've changed my mind. While you are turning off your torpedoes to prevent accidents, you're not really going home. You are just following the convoy. while the battlecruiser will head out and engage. I'm being spotted by the light cruiser Magon. This battlecruiser is originally built by Scandinavia. Give it a refit to make it look less bad. Guess I could probably, if I ever refit it again, try and squeeze in a fourth turret. I guess the ABX triple turret layout is suitable for the kind of hull it is. It's very American-esque, despite being Scandinavian. Almost 40-kilometer range. These 14.5s. So we are almost in range. Gonna let them come. 28 knots for our cruising speed. 28.6, close enough. That X turret has a very good arc of fire. Where are you shooting? A 4% chance to hit. That's not amazing. 7 point something. Oh, it's gonna be 10 soon enough. What kind of armor do you have? Grand Anglais? Very good armor, in fact. Same with this one. Okay, maybe HE was the play here. I could at least go for some extended belt penetrations. There we go. 2 4-belt pens. Are you falling out of line now? 16-kilometer torpedoes. 20-kilometer torpedoes. Okay, Savoy, next target. Secondary is now also opening up. We got a lot of 6-inch guns on this. There we go, flooding on Savoy. The light cruiser has launched torpedoes. If I am very lucky, those torpedoes will hit Savoy. That would be extremely funny if that was the case. secondary guns, you can start targeting Magan. Magan. Got a couple light cruisers worth of 6-inch guns strapped to the side of this thing. Turn the other way around, around again. Sail parallel. Oh, scoring some good hits on Savoy there. Let's set the main guns on Magan as well. Take it out of the fight. Convoy is safe. Secondary guns. Your HE is like really not doing much to that cruiser. You might as well just fire AP. Main guns are definitely doing things though. The main guns are definitely doing things. Yeah, that light cruiser did not like those things being done by the main guns. There we go. We're doing the things to the heavy cruisers now as well. %80 accuracy. The gunners are really getting their sights dialed in. We are overpenning the extended belts. Let's go for HE. And the secondary guns are actually scoring full penetrations on the 4-belt. That's a lot of damage. As they say. Grand Anglais is gonna sink. We lost 1% structure. That means these will have to be repaired. And because I was so close to the construction limit, I will need to suspend some construction or repairs or something to make that work. At least for a month. This boat is pretty much toast. Yeah, it's gonna sink. Nice. Yeah, we kept the convoy safe. Thanks to having that battlecruiser there, I don't think these two would have been able to do it on their own. Right. Now, let's see what else has to be... Yep. See there? A little bit over the capacity, and we went from plus 500 million to minus 2.4 billion. It's a pretty drastic shift. Let's see, what am I building? I've suspended one battleship already. Might as well suspend one of the sisters. There we go. Nice. I haven't suspended anything else, have I? No repairs being suspended? No? Good. And we're getting these in 6 months, 8 months. They might get to fight in this war. The next batch of battleships? Probably not. Not this one. Any major task forces hanging around here? Not really. We got this, there's actually a few American ships. But they're heading to the Gulf of Alaska. There we go. Where are you heading? You're gonna go through, Gulf of Alaska. Gulf of Alaska. Well... they're like all heading here. Let's meet them there. Why am I sailing that way? I want to be sailing this way. If I send them here... yeah. Then they're crossing that way. Arriving in one turn. If I send them a bit more here... are they going to reroute? Yeah, they are. It's going to have to do it like that. Those are going to take 3 turns to arrive. Those are going to take 1 turn, but they're going through the Panama Canal. That's not open to me. Because that's the one that France didn't give me after the last war. The one I really wanted, and they just didn't give it to me. That was a bit of a bummer. Anyway. Anything to invade? I think I have... no, I have not launched an invasion this turn. I have an active invasion of an American island. That's fine. Do I have any French invasions? No, that's what I don't have. Should I just take Sulawesi? If I can? Uh, Belgium. Yeah, that was the plan. I remember now. Yeah, this force should be able to do that, and they're heading there anyway. Good. Now the United States has a revolution. A bunch of admirals are getting replaced. There we go. My super battleships have encountered a big British task force. That's a huge force. That's a lot of ships. A lot of these Patrician class destroyers. 400 million. A couple Nimrods. Barossa class light cruiser. Warrior SD. Okay. That is that's one of my designs. But they've refit it. So SD is the suffix I make for share design ships. So I can recognize them. This is one of my designs. But it's a 1940 refit. Which is why it's like really slow. Because I don't think I built it with a 22.8 knot top speed. Okay. Princess Royal King Edward. I think we've seen these before. Not sure about the Indefatigable. Let's fight. Alright, let's see how they massacred my boy. But first, let's get the force organized. Just gonna turn you this way. The battlecruisers, I guess, will just sail parallel. What is your cruising speed? 23. I'll set you to 24 because yours is also, yeah. Good enough. Close enough. Heavy cruisers, you can follow the battlecruisers. You can, for now, just follow the heavy cruisers, I guess. I got 3 destroyers, 1 torpedo boat. We did suffer some losses to the torpedo boat and destroyer squadrons in the previous battle. They're not at full strength. Also, we're not fully topped off on ammunition. But we're not completely empty. Let's take a look at the enemy here. What are we up against? Mark 3 16s. No radar. Mark II 18s. No radar. I'm pretty sure you have radar, Britain. Princess Royal. Mark III 17s. Gen 1 radar. This is a more modern ship. Warrior SD. I recognize my design. I don't think they changed it too much visually. Why did they make it so slow? It's a very typical AI thing to do. Anyway, on with the fight. I don't remember what those designs were originally for. I think it was for a test video at some point. I don't think they were specifically made for the campaign. Or maybe they were. Battleships have opened up. I'm gonna set all your guns to save. And then we're gonna pick some targets, some worthy targets. Which are currently not in range. That's okay. Yes, one for each of your capital ships. And the battlecruisers can start taking on their cruisers, I guess. Destroyers are getting closer. Torpedo boat as well. Don't have quite as many torpedoes available this time as I'm used to. Like having 2 full squadrons of destroyers and torpedo boats. Typically 1 squadron of each. Ah, there we go. 20-inch main belt pen on sadly a destroyer that was just accidentally sailing in front of the battleship. For a second there, I thought I'd seriously crippled one of their battleships already, but no. Just a destroyer. Alright. Destroyers, are you now all in range? You are. We got one target each. I'm not gonna target the battleship in front, actually. Because it's currently doing some kind of maneuvers. Oof, my torpedo boat just took some huge hits right there. But she got her torpedoes away. Yeah, I think that torpedo boat is pretty much toast. But the torpedoes are looking good. So for the loss of one torpedo boat, I think we did okay. "23 torpedo hits so far. 24. And unless my destroyers get absolutely crippled, what are we doing here now? Do not do whatever you are doing here now. There we go. Heavy cruisers need some targets. Spread out the love a little bit. "28 torpedo hits. We ended up on. Including quite a few on their battleships. Royal Sovereign is sinking by the looks of it. Oh yeah, you accidentally joined a joined a division with the cruisers. That's why you're doing that maneuver. Yeah, we sank Royal Sovereign. A battleship worth almost 2 billion. So, that was one of my battleship targets, wasn't it? You can target Hindustan. Sahi, you're already targeting Princess Royal. Hamza Bey, you're already targeting King Edward. Osman, you're already targeting Hindustan. That's good. As for my battlecruisers, I could just target some light cruisers, I guess. heavy cruisers. I want you taking care of some light cruisers as well. So these things have only 7-kilometer torpedoes. Okay, they're not actually very scary. 9 kilometers. 9.6. It's the same one. Urchin 10.1. Okay. Doesn't look like they have any long-range torpedoes. Maybe they do and I just missed them, but... I just don't want to take 28 torpedoes in return. Long-range torpedoes are fun if I'm the one dishing them out, saturating their entire formation. Not so fun when I'm the one being saturated. Hindustan sinks. I'll need to scrounge up some destroyers and torpedo boats for this squadron. I wonder if I already did. This is what happens when a month is so busy. It takes me like several days, real life days, to play through it, and then I forgot what I did in the previous month. Hit on Suleiman. King Edward goes down. That means the battleships need new targets, because now 3 of them are focused on 1 light cruiser, which is definitely not necessary. How about your secondaries? Are they in range of anything? Maybe they are, maybe they are not. Okay, the battlecruisers unfucked themselves. They are now sailing in a formation parallel, but behind the battleships. Perfect. Cinematic. Right. Yeah, despite being down on destroyers and torpedo boats, the torpedoes certainly did their job. Suleiman is taking a lot of hits here. What is bothering you so much? 17-inch guns from the enemy battlecruiser. Well, that's not going to be a problem anymore. Never mind. Problem solved. That's all of their capital ships, I think. Let's see, Sultan Osman, 132,000, Hamza Bey, 112, Sahi, 128, Suleiman, 75. Karadog and Yanasari. Yanasari hasn't done much. She's been busy sailing in circles. But now that she's finally sailing in a straight line, she might actually hit some shots. These cruisers have done very little. They've spent most of the battle not being in range of the enemy. Might send them in to clear out once I've sank as many heavy cruisers as I can. By that time my battleships might be out of ammunition. Let's try and get a little bit closer. Warrior SD heavily damaged. Would be fun to take some of those ships as war operations. See if I can set them straight again. Go up to ×3 game speed now. We're about 19 kilometers out. Seems about good enough. You can probably get closer. Their torpedoes are not that long ranged. The secondaries put in some work. Yeah, a bunch of these destroyers are in secondary range, actually. All my battleships are now targeting one single light cruiser again with their main guns. That is just a bit too much overkill for me. can have one target that light cruiser. Brisbane is gonna sink. Yes. Look at this cluster here. By the way, you're all gonna load 80 now. Care if your primary target would be better served with AP. I'm kind of relying on the secondary hit effect here. Let's see, maybe put you on the thumbnail? I want to have this one firing its secondary armament. There's a lot of fireworks going on there. I think we're going to sink them all before running out of ammunition. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Attrition surrenders. These two are almost out. Have they done anything now? 2.2. Yeah, you're out of ammo, Emissary. 187. Cut a dog. Not bad. How about the big boys? 308. 170. 261. 141. I like big numbers. Is that those secondaries to target Urchin? Bring us closer. Back to auto. There are not that many more destroyers left to accidentally hit. Even Murad is joining in. Yeah, those 20-inch guns are really starting to rack up the damage here. It's a nice cluster of light cruisers. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to it. You got Liverpool, Scout, and Barossa left here. You also have two heavy cruisers here. Warrior SD and Warrior SD. Okay. Trying to confuse me by giving two ships the same name. I actually need to sink these before their torpedoes are launched. Liverpool has 0% torpedo crew, but I've seen them launch torpedoes without any crew manning them before. Liverpool sinks, Scout surrenders. Did not want to stick around. One of the warriors also sinks. The last warrior has a lot of battleships focusing her now. I bet they wish they hadn't gone through the refit to remove all the speed. But they can't even run away. And there we go. Nice. For the loss of one torpedo boat, we sank 33 British ships. Not bad. I'm losing a lot of transports all over the place, but that's kind of to be expected when I'm fighting this many nations. 0%, but that is because the French have a big task force here. You can just go back here. Actually, this force hasn't even arrived in in the theater yet. These guys... Hang on. Didn't they have more destroyers than that? Okay, yeah, this is being repaired. That belonged to that squadron. Okay. So they're gonna have to make do with only 3 destroyers, but as we saw, you can make that work. Now I should be able to send them straight here. Yeah. And they're going that way on their own. That's good. Okay, the French spawned in another 800,000 army force here in Western France. It was 80,000 versus 70,000 that last turn. I'm pretty sure of it. So let's see. Next time we get these again. Up against 3 more French cruisers. We have a convoy battle here. Good tip. And a couple of light cruisers versus Raccoon class heavy cruiser Belfast. Surprise of the surprise class. No torpedoes. Surprise. That's the surprise. The AI built a light cruiser without torpedoes. And some DDs. Only 1 transport, so it's probably valuable. At least we can pretend it is. We have taken Papua. Send that light cruiser there. We're going to be taking Dutch New Guinea. Then I want to be taking Sulawesi. Just a couple light ships. Right. You can just go to a port somewhere. Scandinavia took northeast China. If they now only just launch a naval invasion against South Hokkaido, that will be the end of China. As a nation in this game. In this campaign at least. Because they're going to be losing all their ports. I mean, good job, Scandinavia. Where are you at now, economically? 190 billion. It's not too bad. Given they were almost ended as a nation not that long ago. But they've kind of like climbed back up. Using what few ships they had to just naval invade, naval invade, naval invade. Take everything from China. Not bad for an AI. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. We'll see you next time for some convoy battles and some battles and probably some meeting battles as well. If we can just get some of our task forces to intersect wherever all these American ships are going. That's why I'm losing all the transports. Still at the 194% though, so we can keep this up for quite a while before it becomes a problem. Goodbye, and take care.